Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not just another reminder, it is a truth that runs like fire beneath our lives. A truth so dangerous, so destructive, that Allah Himself warned us against it in His book. The Qur'an says, "And from the evil of the envier when he envies." Surah Al-Falaq, verse 5. My brother, my sister, these words are not mere advice. They are a shield handed down by the Lord of the worlds. Envy or hasad is not just a feeling. It is a weapon, an invisible arrow that pierces hearts, destroys blessings, and leaves nothing but ashes behind. Prophet Muhammad said, "Beware of envy, for envy consumes good deeds just as fire consumes wood." Imagine that. All your prayers, all your fasts, your charity, your worship, burnt into nothing, not by fire from outside, but by the fire inside the heart. That is envy. But envy does not only burn the one who holds it. No, its poison spills out. A single glance, a single dark wish, can take away someone's health, wealth, marriage, or even life. It was envy that made the first blood spill on earth. The son of Adam, Kabil, looked at his brother Habil with envy, and that envy turned into rage, and that rage turned into murder. The very first crime in human history was born from envy. Do you still think envy is harmless? And it was envy that pushed the brothers of Yusuf to plot against him. They could not stand the love their father showed him. Their jealousy blinded their hearts until they threw Yusuf into a well, hoping to erase his light. Allah saved him, but their envy unleashed years of pain. The Quran records this not as a story of the past, but as a warning for us today. Now think of your own life. Maybe lately your health has declined. Maybe your income suddenly shrinks. Maybe your plans keep collapsing no matter how carefully you build them. Maybe people you trusted begin to distance themselves from you, for no reason you can understand. And you ask yourself, why? Sometimes there is no worldly explanation. No hidden flaw in your effort. No mistake in your plan. The answer is simple. You have been struck by envy. The dark fire of someone's heart reached you, perhaps without you even knowing. And today, this danger is greater than ever before. Because we live in an age of endless showing, endless comparison. Once, a man's blessings could be hidden within his home. Today, every meal, every trip, every smile is broadcast to the world. A single photo on social media can be seen by hundreds, thousands, even millions of eyes. And not every eye looks with love. Some burn with jealousy. Some whisper, "Why him? Why not me?" And with that thought, a dark arrow is released. The Prophet warned us, the evil eye is real. If anything could overtake destiny, it would be the evil eye. Sahih Muslim. Do you hear these words? The evil eye is so strong, so heavy, that only destiny itself is stronger. Yet people today dismiss it as myth, while everyday lives are quietly destroyed by it. Scholars of Islam have always spoken of this danger. Said Nursi, a great scholar, wrote of how the gaze of admirers made him physically ill. He felt the crushing weight of their eyes upon him, even when their words were filled with praise. He said the look of a person, even with admiration, if it lingers too long, becomes poison. Imagine, even praise, if unchecked, can become envy in disguise. One story tells of a man in the tribe of Assad. For 3 days, he starved himself, sitting in complete darkness. He built up hunger and desire inside until his whole body was filled with burning energy. And then, when he finally emerged, he looked at a camel and said, "How beautiful!" In that instant, the camel collapsed and died. Do you see? A single gaze, and a life was gone. That is the fire of envy, condensed into a glance. And do not think this fire comes only from strangers. Often it comes from the closest ones. From your relatives. From your friends. From those who smile at you in public, yet cannot bear to see your happiness in private. They envy your job, your health, your children, even your smile. Not every Mashallah is said from the heart. Not every congratulation carries sincerity. That is why the Prophet advised secrecy. Prophet Yaqub warned his son Yusuf, "My son, do not tell your dream to your brothers, or they may plot against you." Surely Satan is a clear enemy to man. Do you understand the depth of this? Not every blessing should be announced. Not every dream should be shared. Some joys, if revealed too openly, invite envy, and envy invites destruction. And if envy was a problem in the past, how much worse is it today? Our society thrives on comparison. Every billboard, every advertisement, every social post whispers, look at what they have and see what you lack. Gratitude fades. Hearts grow restless. People no longer see their own blessings, they only see yours. And that is when envy is born. A man may envy your job though his own is enough. A woman may envy your child though she is blessed with her own. People envy wealth, beauty, strength, even health. They envy friendships, marriages, and sometimes they envy peace itself. There are those who cannot even stand to see you smile. This is the darkest form of envy. The Qur'an itself warns, they almost strike you down with their eyes when they hear the reminder. Surah Al-Kalam, 51. This is not poetry. This is a reality Allah reveals. The eye has power, the gaze has weight, and the heart that burns with envy can send that weight crashing onto others. Even science today has stumbled upon this truth. Researchers in parapsychology observed how intense staring can affect objects at a physical level. Sensitive instruments recorded subtle waves, unseen, but real, emitted from the human eye. If lifeless objects can be changed, then what of the living? What of the soul? The unseen frequencies of envy, burning with jealousy, strike at bodies and hearts in ways no machine can fully measure. And here lies the greatest danger. Envy is invisible. You cannot hear it coming. You cannot see it arrive. You only feel its aftermath, sudden sickness, unexplained losses, broken peace. It is like smoke filling a room. You do not notice until the air is choking you. But what is worse, my brother, my sister, is that often we invite it. Every photo we post, every boast we share, every detail of our lives we reveal, it is as if we are opening the doors wide and calling, "Come, strike me with your envy." And envy never refuses such an invitation. This is why the Prophet taught us not to live our lives on display, to keep certain blessings hidden, to say Mashallah when we see beauty, to remind others to say it too. And to remember, envy is not only jealousy. It is the desire that you lose what you have, that the blessing be taken from you, even if they gain nothing from it. That is why it is so destructive. It is not just unhappiness at your success. It is the wish to see your success erased. So ask yourself, are you safe? Or are you exposed? Has envy already reached you without your knowing? My brother, listen carefully, because envy does not stop where we left it. It follows you in silence, hiding in glances, waiting for the moment when your heart is unguarded. And yet, Allah in His mercy did not leave us helpless against it. For every poison, He revealed an antidote. For every unseen danger, He revealed a shield. And the evil eye, as destructive as it is, can be stopped, but only if you hold firmly to what Allah has taught. Do you remember the words of our Lord? I seek refuge in the Lord of the dawn, from the evil of the envier when he envies. Out of all the dangers of the night, out of all the harms of the unseen, envy was singled out. Because it does not wait for darkness. It strikes in daylight. It follows you even when you smile. That is why the Prophet Muhammad would never sleep without reciting Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Naas. He would cup his hands, recite, blow into them, and wipe over his body. And when he was ill, Aisha herself would recite them for him. If the messenger of Allah, protected by angels and chosen by revelation, still sought refuge from envy, then what about you and me? Do you think we can survive a single day without protection? But my brother, protection is not only in reciting verses, it is also in living wisely. The Prophet said, seek help in fulfilling your needs by keeping them secret, for every possessor of blessing is envied. Do you understand this? Not every happiness must be announced. Not every plan must be shared, because with every word, you are either guarding your blessing or exposing it. Think of how many times you shared good news, only to watch it collapse. How many times you exposed your happiness, only to feel sorrow soon after. Do you think it was coincidence? No, most likely it was the eye. Today, people post every detail of their lives online. They open doors wide for envy to enter, and then they wonder why sickness, sadness, and sudden accidents strike them. Do you remember the story of Yusuf? When he shared his dream with his father, Yaqub warned him, "Do not tell your dream to your brothers, lest they plot against you." Was this only about a dream? No, my brother. It was a rule for life. Do not expose every blessing, for not every heart can handle it. Even those closest to you may envy you. The Qur'an itself shows us that sometimes envy does not come from enemies outside. It comes from inside your own family. And if that is true for the prophets, how much truer is it for us? And remember this, the strongest shield given to us is Ayat al-Kursi. Whoever recites it in the morning, an angel guards him until evening. Whoever recites it at night, Allah protects him until dawn. It is not an ordinary verse. It is the throne of Allah written in words, a fortress of light that no envy can pierce. When you recite it, you are not just speaking, you are placing yourself under the throne of the one who owns all power in the heavens and the earth. Tell me, what glance can overpower the owner of all eyes? And yet, how many of us forget these shields? How many of us start our mornings with social media, but not with Allah's name? The Prophet said, "In the name of Allah, with whose name nothing in the heavens or the earth can harm, and He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing." Whoever says this 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening, nothing will harm him. But instead of remembering Allah, people scroll their phones and leave their souls exposed, naked before envy, without a shield. And then they wonder why misfortune follows them. And there is another key. When you see something beautiful, whether in yourself or in someone else, say Mashallah. Because the Prophet said, if one of you sees something he admires in his brother, let him pray for blessing for him, for the evil eye is real. Do you hear this? Admiration without remembrance becomes poison, but admiration with Mashallah becomes dua. How many tragedies could be prevented if people remembered this simple phrase? But the greatest shield above all is tawakkul, complete trust in Allah. The Prophet told Ibn Abbas, "Know that if the whole world gathered together to harm you, they could not harm you except with what Allah has already written for you." This is the secret. Yes, envy is real. The evil eye is real. But it cannot move 1 inch except by Allah's will. And if Allah allows it, then it is not to destroy you. It is to purify you, to test your heart, to remind you of who your blessings truly belong to. So ask yourself, my brother, when envy strikes, do you panic and fear the people? Or do you turn to Allah and say, Hasbi Allahu, la ilaha illa huwa, alayhi tawakkaltu, wa huwa rabbul arshil azim, Allah is enough for me, there is no God but Him, in Him I put my trust, and He is the Lord of the mighty throne. This is the sword of the believer. This is the shield of the heart. Do not think envy will disappear. It will always be there. Eyes will always burn. Hearts will always compare. But if you guard yourself with Qur'an, with dua, with dhikr, with secrecy, with gratitude, then envy becomes powerless. Remember the words of the Prophet, tie your camel and then put your trust in Allah. Meaning protect yourself with the shields He gave you, and then leave the rest to Him. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, did I guard my soul today, or did I leave it exposed? Did I begin my morning with verses, or with the eyes of strangers? Did I give thanks to Allah, or did I show off my blessings to the world? Envy will always watch, but the believer who holds tightly to Allah will never be left unprotected.